How often do you go into the office nowadays?
Once a day. Sorry, not once a day.
Once a day.
Hey, it's Fat Albert. No, it's not. It's Tarun. Welcome back to an interesting discussion sometimes. I'm here back with Haran and Harsha, and today we have a returning guest. His name is Rohit. Welcome back, Rohit. Rohit, how are you doing?
I'm good, guys. Thank you for having me. Really happy to be here. It's good to see you guys after so long. Also, I think congratulations are in order for Harsha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on getting engaged, Harsha.
Very
thanks,
man.
For you, man.
Thanks, I appreciate it. It was a good time, you know. Got to go see Seattle too, and as part of it, I've never been near there.
Wow. It was at Gasworks, I think you guys were at?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Gasworks Park. Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so for people who don't know Rohit, I'll give him a brief rundown of what Rohit is and what he likes to do.
What he is.
Number
Who am
one, brown boy, Indian, glasses, beard, headphones, just like me.
That's
He's,
very descriptive. Thank you.
he's a mechanical engineering, just like Haran. He works at Daimler still.
Yes.
Yes. He lives in Portland now, which is kind of insane. We should talk about that. He's also a photographer, Llama Kid Studio. You already know. And I know he bakes bread and makes coffee. And that's pretty much all I know about you. Did I leave anything out?
No, that's pretty core to what I do on a daily basis. So, yeah, that's sweet.
Rohit's like a mix of Tarun, Haran, and Christian, you know, because he got the glasses, headphones, and beard and takes pictures like Tarun, and he's a mechanical engineer like Haran, and he makes coffee like Christian.
And then why are you here, Harsha?
Yeah. Fuck.
We'll find something in common between the two of us. I don't think it'd be hard to find, considering we probably have very similar upbringings.
True.
Wait, if anything, that just means that me, Haran, and Christian could leave the podcast and we just have Harsha and Rohit just do the rest of it.
Oh yeah, both could just be a replacement for all of us.
Just connect in an hour. Yeah. I'm living in Portland, Oregon. I think most of you guys know, and most of my friends know as well. I moved here about a year ago. I think it's just about a year now, because I moved last August in the middle of COVID to start my job full time. And I came here with the intention of actually maybe staying here a few weeks, a month max, and then returning back to Virginia and working out of home. But at the time, there was a little bit of uncertainty as to what work wanted versus what the conditions were in the county that I live in here in Oregon. And so I ended up just hunkering down and getting a semi-permanent place before, recently finalizing a lease and living in an apartment and furnishing it brand new. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Are you staying by yourself, or?
I actually have one roommate. I met a friend here and we connect pretty well. So we decided to start looking for apartments earlier this year. And when we found one in a pretty good location, I must say, and I'm really glad we chose this location, and it's been pretty good. Yeah.
Nice.
How is it there? I mean, I feel like in general, even in college when I knew you, like, you're a pretty independent person. Like, you could, fend for yourself type of thing. So, like, but is it weird being out there kind of like, not to say alone, but like, away from everybody and everything you know?
I was a little nervous in the beginning, if I'm being honest. I knew I wanted to come back to Portland after completing my internship here, because it was the same company, same location, and basically the same position that I did in 2019. So since then, I guess I had the goal of returning if I ever got an offer. And I was nervous coming here because I wasn't sure who from that summer would return as a full-time back to the same company, the friends I met during the internship. But I feel very blessed and I'm very thankful that I met a lot of people here in a variety of ways, and I made pretty good connections and been hanging out with people pretty regularly. And I look back, and every time I tell this to my friends back home or back from high school, they're really surprised by the amount of people I've met and how and what ways that I've met them. So and I'll give you a rundown of how I met the friends that I have here in Oregon. So when I first got here, like I said, I was only intending to be here for a little while, like maybe a few weeks. So I got an Airbnb for 2 weeks. Just packed a suitcase and a backpack, and I flew here. I didn't know how long I had to be here. So in the Airbnb, I met 2 people who were working through this program where they're basically I guess stay-at-home nannies for families here in Portland. So the program is called Au Pair, where various European countries, they have students like come over to the States and stay with their host family and then taking care of host kids and, just helping out around the house and, taking care of children, helping do homework and such. So 2 of those girls had just finished their term, and through them, I met a few more who are still in Oregon. So a lot of them came from Germany, some from Poland, some from South Africa. So a variety of backgrounds.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had similar interests to me, I guess. We like board games. So the house had like a bunch of board games that we play Catan a few nights.
Dude, I want to play Catan so badly. It's been so long.
Yeah. Dude, that game is so underrated, and I've only played it a few times, but every time I do, everyone gets so into it.
Invested? Yeah.
Yeah, everyone gets so invested, and everyone's got their own unique rules they play by. So it's kind of interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I met those people initially, and I also met people through Facebook. There was a group chat for housing, and someone had made a Facebook Messenger group for people to link up once everyone moved into town. So everyone I know here is basically not from Portland. Everyone kind of moved in from other states or other cities. And we kind of got drinks one night, and a few of us kind of hit it off. So we've just been, hanging out here and there, doing hikes, going out, stuff like that.
Damn.
Yeah. So those are the people I usually hang out with nowadays. So we'll either go out to bars, go hiking, or sometimes like my roommate Bryce and I will host like a night at our place where people can come over, play board games, play some drinking games, and have a blast. And this was mainly because a lot of the places were closed back in October, November time. So I used to go to Bryce's old place, his apartment. He had a much better place than I did, so he was hosting. And then once we moved in, we started having people over. So yeah.
So how's Portland as a city? Is it hard for you guys to like see all your other friends, or is it easy to get around?
It's actually pretty easy to get around. I think for me, I can see anyone within like 5 to 10 minute drive. It's very close. It's not like Seattle. It's not as large. It's very similar in manner that there is a downtown, but a lot of the places kind of just spread out a little more in the city. And even if people are like outside of the city, it wouldn't take you more than 10 minutes, I'd say, to drive from one end to the other.
That's ideal.
Speaking.
That's high.
And I'm in like I guess I'm in the south side, but very like I can see downtown and southwest from my room here, so it's not far. So getting around outside of the city is pretty convenient just because of the location that I'm currently living in. Oh, and the last thing is I met people playing tennis, and one of the girls I met asked me if I wanted to join her tennis team. So I joined a small league here that we have matches every week, and we just got done with them, and now we're in sectionals, so we're playing. It's a double elimination round right now. And so I met a lot of people from Portland State University who played on the club team that are now on this league with me.
Oh, so you're playing club level tennis?
Well, I'd like to think I am, but I'm not.
That's so pretty cool.
They were on the club team, and they play, I guess their skill level might have gone down ever since they graduated, but they've got all of the basics down, and they're pretty consistent. So hitting with them is actually pretty good competition for me. And so, yeah. Speaking of which, we actually have our match tomorrow evening. And,
go look.
Yeah, in 105-degree weather, so that'll be fun.
Oh god!
Oh god!
Wait, it gets that hot there? I thought it was pretty like.
Yeah,
there's a heat wave.
Yeah, there's a heat wave in the Pacific Northwest right now, and it's. Let's see. Today was like 95. Tomorrow's
Holy fuck.
103, and then Friday's gonna be like 100, so triple digits for a few days.
Yeah, I think there's like a semi heat wave in the East Coast right now. Right now it's like 95s, but not like over 100 or anything. But it's still pretty hot. It's just really humid too, actually.
I would much rather still be in Portland, 3 digit weather than back home, because I recently came home very briefly, and the humidity difference between East Coast versus like Pacific Northwest is night and day to me, just because I'm so used to this right now. So I can walk out and it'll be dry and it won't be humid, so you're not really necessarily breaking a sweat. You can walk around, there's just hot air blowing at you, whereas I feel like in Virginia you could be walking out for like 2 minutes and you're sweating like crazy.
Yeah, that's true. But damn, you've been like diversifying your portfolio of friends, bro. Goddamn. That's really nice though. Like, I would say in general, like a lot of my friends, we're all friends with like the same people, so it's hard to branch out and make new friends. Which is not a bad thing if you're very tight knit, which But I think it's good to have like people in different places so that you can, you branch out from there.
Right. Yeah, I tried having 2 different friend groups in college, and it created a lot of tension. So I'll never do that again.
Yeah, but you did it so distastefully.
How?
Because we'd be like, "Hey, Haran, like, hang out with us, right?" And then you'd be like, yeah, like, I'm probably gonna hang out with like your other friends, but you wouldn't even have plans with them. You just wouldn't want to hang out with us.
That's not even true. Why would I just make a plan?
No. You just end up playing FIFA, and we go out and we'd be like, "Oh, where's Haran?" You'd be like, "Oh, he's with his other friends." But no, you're just playing FIFA.
You would know if I was playing FIFA. You just go to my room. We're in the same apartment.
Yeah, I didn't talk to you that much.
Shut up.
Are you guys all in Virginia now? Still?
Yeah, I'm still in Virginia.
Yeah, never left. I'm still here.
Yeah, I figured by the posters in your room. I
feel like for the podcast sake, we gotta like show Harsha's room at some point, like on our Instagram page. Like
there's not much to see.
I know, but like, I feel like we reference your background all the time.
Oh, that's true.
Just like do it justice.
Yeah,
especially this one.
All right, if the episode post for this episode gets 15 comments, we'll have Harsha do a room tour on Instagram stories. And you have to explain to me. You have to explain in the story each poster and like where you got it, when you got it, the significance, how many times you. And then,
wait, what? What do you know?
I don't know.
So sorry. Oh my god. Yeah,
Harsha tells us this shit off air, but then when it's on air, it's like,
he's really shy. What a shy guy. Yeah, we're also in Nova, but I'm moving like in a month actually from today's recording to Stanford to like for a second year of school. But yeah.
Nice. Are you doing this? Did you do the first year from home or just the summer?
First year was all online.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
It wasn't too bad. It started out pretty well, and then like I think it got harder later because like the teachers started to like ramp up the intensity of like each class.
What made it difficult? I'm curious. Just because you are at home, but I guess you'd be learning the same thing, and
I think I got too comfortable with like online lectures. I don't know. I think like towards the end, like I just like really hated being an online lecture. Like I just couldn't focus anymore. I think I just wanted to be in a classroom. So I think it might be more on my end, like not putting enough effort like during class time. But I think it was just like I just felt kind of like distracted when I wasn't like in the hall itself. But
I can see that, and I felt the same way once COVID hit and we had
classes online.
Be online.
Yeah. The nice thing about it though was like all the time that I would have spent like walking around campus, which would have been good, like a good I don't know, like break away from class, but like I guess also save time from just like sitting here. I've always saved myself a couple like hours a day just like by just like staying at home, not having to prepare meals and stuff. So that was nice. And also like the teachers were really helpful outside of class, and like the TAs also like had a lot of office hours to help students. So I think they did a good job trying to accommodate for the fact that everything was online.
That's nice. Yeah,
but
that's good to hear.
I think my like the worst part was that I couldn't really like make friends, which is like sad to say, but it is true. Like it was hard to like make friends because like everything was just all my conversations with them were just like class based. Like I couldn't really get to know them outside of class. So
yeah, you don't have that interaction you have as you're walking out of the classroom.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
Upstairs.
holy shit, what happened in that lecture? Like, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, classic classroom banter.
Yeah.
Dude, were all of your classmates around your age, or were they older, or like?
I think most were around my age. There was like one guy that looked like he was like in his 30s, but majority were like I think in their like 20s. At least it seemed to me.
Why'd you say it like that though?
What?
Like, oh, he's in his 30s.
No, it was just crazy to me because like I haven't been in a class with like someone that like was like in his 30s before, I guess.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's false. There was a one guy in our class, right, Rohit? Like the one white dude in like our ME class that was, I think he was
The bald guy?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I knew exactly what you're talking about. Oh, that's fucking crazy.
He was actually really
Yeah,
nice though. He worked really hard.
He's he did look like he was at least 30.
Yeah.
I'd say. Yeah. But yeah,
What if he
seemed
just
like
went
worked
bald
hard.
early?
Me might have been. Maybe I'm just profiling here, but shout out to him. He was part of my group that got like a 99 on an oral report where everyone else got like 80s. So shout out to him. Like,
Yo, those communication skills.
the communication skills.
Dude, if only you had him in your group when one of your group mates went to jail.
Yeah, we don't talk about those times, dark times.
Wow. I'll have to message you separately about that.
Wait, you could just tell it
You can
again.
just say
Yeah, I'll show it again. I'll
We
give
told in a
the
very early episode.
quick version. Basically, one guy we had a freshman engineering project where it was like a group of 4 people, including me, and in that group, like no one really like tried too hard, essentially. But one guy really didn't try at all. And like it was like the night before we were like working on the final report, and just the 3 of us were at the library, and this guy didn't show up. So then we were saying like we were trying to message him like, yo, like even if you can't help on the report, like we need to like meet up before so like we can all like talk about what we're gonna say at the presentation tomorrow. And he didn't respond at all. And then like we get to class and he pulls up like 15 minutes later. And then we're like trying to like talk quietly to tell him what we had to talk about. And then afterwards, like after the presentation, like we talked to him and he's like, oh yeah, like my bad guys, like I was in jail last night. We were like, what are you talking about? And I still don't remember if he told us why he was in jail. I don't think I know. I don't think I wanted to know actually.
Wow.
But yeah, it was just.
I thought he texted you guys too, or did he not?
Oh no, he did text. But then like he texted that, and then he didn't respond after in the chat, like until like class started.
Mhm.
So it was just a wild experience.
But what was funny about that is like after that class, me and Haran had met up for lunch that day, and he started telling that story. And I remember like seeing on Twitter that morning, like someone like tweeted like, oh, like something about like his group, like a joke about his group mate like being in jail, and that's why he didn't show up for the presentation or whatever. And then he started telling this story. It's like, dude, that's so funny. Like I saw this tweet, and then Haran's like, dude, that guy was in my group.
Yeah, it was the other guy.
Oh man,
Oh god.
that's crazy.
So it could be worse.
Tarun, are you at your parents' place or do you have your own place now?
I'm still at my parents. Yeah,
Okay.
I might be here for a bit longer actually.
The decor looked a little modern, so I thought you might have gotten your own place.
This is like decor from like end of high school. I think when we first moved here, I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do this whole like, you know, like I feel like all of the YouTubers have this kind of like gray
floating
like,
shelves.
type of
Yeah.
floating shelves, yeah, but maybe if it's 30 comments, I'll do a room tour of mom. 30 is literally impossible, but we'll try. Surprise me, guys.
Have you guys been watching the Olympics or watched? I guess
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
over.
They actually just concluded a couple days ago, but yeah, I was watching it like casually. My parents were like really invested, like weirdly invested. Like my mom would get so offended whenever like a U.S. person did not finish, like not even like a medal. Like if they didn't finish like gold, she would like freak out. She was like, "Oh my god, they were talking about him like he should have finished gold. Like he did all this in the qualifying. Like what is this?" But
They just brainwashed her that
yeah, like
USA
they,
always
she
gets
came-
gold.
all of a sudden, like she always talked about like how Singaporean she is, but then during this Olympics, she became like the biggest American sport I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, the Olympics it was fun to watch. I think it was good too that I mean it does suck that like US didn't win as many goals as they usually do, but I think it was also nice to see like kind of balanced and like some Australians are getting gold medals in swimming and like British people
Mhm.
getting gold medals and like all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It's like when a
Yeah.
game is nicely balanced.
Yeah, because like I mean Usain Bolt, Phelps leave, and then like it starts to get a little more
Yeah.
balanced like in the events.
I just saw a video of how Usain Bolt's triple or something. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, because he like won the
He
100,
won,
200
uh,
in the relay every like.
and the relay like 3 Olympics.
Yeah.
And I just put it into
Crazy.
perspective how many years you have to work up to be at the top of the game for yourself and also across your competition, and then do that every 4 years. So
no,
that's
it's
what,
ridiculous.
Yeah, he's
4
crazy.
times 3 is what, over the span of 12 years, if my math is right.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Phelps too was like in 5 Olympics.
Phelps is in 5.
I'm pretty sure he's in 5. Yeah.
Was
What the
it?
fuck?
Yeah. Because he was
20
in
years?
No, wait, no, 2000.
2000 to 2016. So that's 5.
Was he in 2000 as well?
Yeah.
I thought his
Pretty
first
sure.
was Athens. Oh, you might be right. I don't actually remember. I know
Yeah.
I know he got a
That's
medal in
actually
Athens.
insane.
Maybe
That's probably even more impressive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Phelps is
he was in Sydney as a
Sydney?
15-year-old.
Dang, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's so crazy to think about. Like even at their oldest, they were still like better than everybody else. Like even the
Right.
young kids.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know how to comprehend that, honestly. I guess
All right.
there's some sort of like, there has to be some sort of inherent like genetic or something that like, even if it's like a work ethic, like they're mentally something, but like there has to be something there that puts them ahead of everybody else. Like something that you can't see, I guess.
Like, do these guys not feel pressure at all? Does pressure do anything to these guys?
I think they do, but I think they understand what goes on in their minds after the first time.
Mhm.
So, it's just like having experience with anything you try for the first time. I just feel like they're a little better prepared for it. But again, they do have to put in the hours, day
Yeah.
in, day out,
Yeah,
up
yeah,
until
for
that
sure.
point. One of the guys I went to high school with, his name is Andrew Seliskar. He was
Yeah.
a swimmer.
Yeah, he was in
I-
the free relay, I think.
Was he? Yeah, I think he participated.
Yeah, I think he
this
was in
year's
the.
Olympics.
I think he was in like one of the heats, but I don't know if. I was confused. I think he was in one of the heats with American, like another like an American team, but I'm pretty sure a different American team went on to the actual like semifinals and finals of that event. So I guess it was multiple. I think I could be wrong about that.
So
Either that or
you're
like
saying-
he was like in the heat and then like it was just like a trial for him and then they just brought in like the actual starters for the Americans. I'm not sure. But it's still crazy that he even made the Olympics in the first place.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
because you have to qualify to even qualify at the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a level to get through. Yeah, I wasn't super invested. I did catch highlights though, of the gymnasts, and I watched a few of the highlights for tennis as well, just because I like playing tennis a lot.
Yeah, dude. I was following the tennis as well. I was really sad that Novak did not get the golden slam. Or
Yeah.
he's not going to get the golden slam
It's-
anymore.
An Olympic curse for him.
Yeah, it's cursed.
Yeah, for me, like the Olympics came out at a perfect time because I got my surgery and I just couldn't move for a couple of days. So I just sat on the couch and just had NBC on like all the time, just watching that shit, watching everything. Yeah,
I must say the NBC coverage was kind of shocking. I'm not gonna lie. Like I feel like they could have done a lot better job with like how they broadcasted things, and like how they put all like the live events like under like paper. Like I mean, I was fine because I had Peacock, but a lot of people didn't have Peacock, right? So like you couldn't watch like the live athletics in the morning unless you had Peacock. You had to wait till the nighttime to like watch their rebroadcast. But like by the time you watch it on there, they already uploaded a YouTube clip of like they're spoiling the results. So it's like it was just, I don't know. I feel like they could have done a better job. But I guess that's the problem when you have an Olympics that is 12 hours like different from the US time zone.
yeah, I didn't notice, man, because I didn't wake up early enough to watch it live, even if I wanted to. So I treated the evening
How
one as
early?
live.
How early was it? Eastern time.
The track usually started around like somewhere like 7:30 or 8, then like it probably concluded like around like 9:30, 10.
Yeah, dude. I have to sometimes I do get up early to watch Formula One races, and they happen in Europe, a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was easier when I was on the East Coast because that would be 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern. But then here it's like 6 and 5. Like I did get up at like 6:30 one time to watch this race. I watched it and then I was too tired to stay up afterwards, so I just went back to sleep and then woke up much later on. But
No, it's funny
Yeah,
that you say it's easy to watch on the East Coast because I get up to watch on Sunday mornings, but I always like Turn like you're gonna watch the race tomorrow. He's like, yeah, man, I'll try. Then he never gets up to watch it.
yeah.
Is it bad to say sometimes I like the Drive to Survive more than the actual races?
I don't think it's bad.
Because like
to say.
sometimes in the races, like it's just like, oh man, like oh no, like who's in first? Hamilton. Woo! I mean, things are changing now a little bit. Like you see, like Lando's going up there a little bit more. Who else?
Verstappen's like actually pushing him.
Verstappen, yeah, and like Bottas is falling behind. But I just feel like I like the story of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like they put it so well together in the Drive to Survive series that like it's like that's like so interesting, like, and you fucking see like Toto like scary as shit. Yeah.
I actually think like the race is like most interesting like at the beginning, right? Because like that's like when everyone's like next to each other and like crashes happen and stuff, or like after like a red flag or something, like when they go back and all start again. Because like as soon as people get like separated, then it's like mini battles, but sometimes those mini battles never amount to anything. Like the other person just defends really well, and then
yeah.
There's more action over the last year and this year in midfield than there is at the top. I think at the front of the grid, Mercedes and Red Bull are more neck and neck this year than they were last year before, the year before. But I agree, Turin. I was definitely captivated by the drama of the whole whole Formula One thing from Drive to Survive, which is why I got interested in it in the first place. It's pretty anticlimactic during the race because after the first turn one, if everyone's like got their positions in the grid, there's maybe like positions changed 2 to 3 times maybe for each driver, and then if you're leading, you're usually leading for the rest of the race.
Exactly.
Yeah. I just like all of the so I'm on Reddit a lot, and that's where I spend most of my time when I'm not working, and then when I'm working. But there's
he said that more quietly.
There's a subreddit called r/Formula Dank, and I live for the memes that come out of that page. If you ever watch a race, like mid race or like at the end of the race, if there's any drama, just go on reddit.com/r/Formula Dank. You'll be thoroughly entertained for days.
Dude, I might start using Reddit more. Dude, Twitter's like pissing me off. Like every single tweet now, like especially sports related, it's always the same fucking like responses. Like the first 5 are always like, oh, ratio, like what? And then, and the next 5 is like, oh, like Lamicki, you could never win this trophy, and then like, or like if it's like soccer, it'd be like Pessi instead of Messi, or like bitch Naldo. It's just it's so stupidly toxic. It's not even toxic. It's just dumb. It's just idiocy at its finest. I just need like a better forum to like read actual comments and replies to stuff than Twitter.
I never got Twitter. I never really was captivated by the whole the way it worked. I don't know why, but I've been hearing things about Twitter, how people saying it's not just about sports, but just about other things in general, that it's a very toxic place, and people on Twitter are like a certain type of person who gets like just too sensitive or too vocal about the smallest things, stuff like that, which I don't see on a day-to-day basis, but that's just what I hear.
But I guess that's what makes Reddit better, because like there's like subreddits, right, where like the people that like share common interests or like generally like have the same kind of like attitude towards things will like be in the same subreddit. So then like there will be less like toxicity and more like togetherness. I don't know. I'm hypothesizing here.
I think to a degree you're right, but even if it's within a certain group or certain subreddit, I think there are still people like that. A little too vocal or like too sarcastic or doesn't see the point. and it's whatever it is. It exists in like, I guess, any kind of platform, social media platform, but it is entertaining to me and I love it. Just strangers on the internet commenting crazy, stupid shit. It'll keep you laughing for days.
There's some wild shit on Reddit though. Like, I mean, I guess this isn't too crazy, but I saw like a tweet today that was a screenshot of a Reddit post, which is funny.
Uh-huh.
But
you don't see those.
the
often,
guy was
do
like,
you?
no, I think I actually do see them a decent amount because like people will like repost, like is it like the what should I do subreddit or something, or what would you do, something like that, where they have like people have weird stories that they need advice on. This guy was like, I have a fetish for lazy women. And he's like, I love going out and working like 3 jobs so that my wife can just sit on the couch all day and watch like TV and all that shit. And then you just see like all the replies, and then it's like, where you at? What you doing? Like all these girls like trying to hit on her. So just like, it's such weird. I don't even know, man. It's so
That's
funny,
so funny.
I like it. I like that people use it like, because obviously like Twitter's a lot less anonymous than Reddit, so I just like that Reddit's more like open, like candid.
Yeah.
People just like that seeing that type of shit anyway too. It's funny.
And you see the top. I live for that top and second comment.
The top comment, yeah.
Yeah, there's a few where there's a lot of wildly absurd things on one Ask Reddit, or like AITA, which is Am I the Asshole?
Yeah,
or
that's
like
the one. Yeah.
dating advice or like relationship advice and stuff. Or like today I fucked up. Tifu is another popular one.
I thought you were going into a story.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I've been trying to stay off of some of these for a while. I took a break from Instagram and Facebook for a little while, and it was kind of refreshing. I didn't have it on my phone for that immediate access to like open.
Yeah.
And I guess I did deactivate it for a little while, but I didn't deactivate Facebook just because of Marketplace, and I'd have to go on my laptop if I ever wanted to check something. So that I guess that little extra hurdle helped me for the better part of a month and a half.
True.
Did you find yourself doing something like different, or like different things when you deleted that stuff?
Yeah, I was. I think there was a period where I was traveling a lot. I was in and out of town for a little while. I took a trip in June with some friends, and I was reading, and I guess I was more invested in my hobby, so I did have something I wanted to do, to complete in the back of my mind, and so I naturally gravitated towards that. But it kind of started with reading a book I picked up. What's it called? It's called Digital Minimalism, by Cal Newport. You might have heard of it, but I think he wrote the book Deep Work or something. I don't know if you
No way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Exactly. Drew just pulled up the book. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, that book's been there forever, Tarun, huh?
You're actually so right. I bought it like 3 months ago. I haven't gotten to it. Yeah, I'm still halfway through this book on Stoicism, but I also haven't read that in like 3 months. So,
what's that one? Who's the author? What's the title?
Dude, honestly, I could not even tell you. Let me check.
There's a second book.
There's a second book hiding
under it. There's a small one. This one's tiny too. I still couldn't get through it. It's called "The Obstacle Is the Way" by Ryan Holiday.
Oh,
okay.
It's
I have not heard of
decent.
that one.
It kind of teaches you a little bit about like, because I feel like generally with a lot of stuff, I find myself like if I embark on like a project or something like that, I'll work at it pretty heavily, and then I'll encounter some road bump that's like really difficult to get through, I guess, and then I kind of just lose motivation altogether, which is annoying because I really want to like start finishing stuff more, and so this kind of teaches you a little bit about how to deal with obstacles and stuff like that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I find myself in that very exact situation.
Yeah.
In a lot of different scenarios, whether it's be work or personal stuff.
Yeah, I'll let
Can
you know
you-
how it goes.
Okay, I was about to say, can you tell me what he talks about? But I don't think you've read it.
I don't,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a-
remember. I think I have to reread it.
That book is an actual big obstacle for Tarun.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Have you heard of Marcus Aurelius?
No, I haven't.
I think he's a Roman emperor back in
Yeah.
the day. But he's got is it Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? Yeah, that's where it is. My friend from college recommended this to me, and he's really into that kind of stuff. And they're just like excerpts and notes that Marcus Aurelius took over the course of his life and his upbringing about how to treat his peers, his family, in any given circumstances, whether it was war or looking after his empire and things like that. And it seems like it's like when you read it, it's like, oh yeah, this is common sense. Like, of course, this is how you're supposed to treat someone who is below you or your equal or whatever.
Mhm.
But just reading it makes you realize like, okay, there's not things some people necessarily think about by default. And
Mhm.
as you read it, you start to understand like, okay, this guy literally put down what his thoughts were onto paper so that it's more cemented in his head and you can actually apply it. And I don't know, I recommend reading that book. I never got to the end of it, but I just remember it having a lot of good material.
I like that type of stuff because it's so genuine and it's so like far removed from us nowadays, you know. But like the same concepts still apply to life in general, which is kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the same with a good example of that would be The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Yeah.
That one I read.
Yes, I did
Oh,
too.
what did you learn, Haran? Or was that a TJ book?
Yeah, with the TJ book.
Oh, there you go. Fucking nerds.
How are we required to read it?
Yeah, that's the only reason we read it.
Yeah.
I still remember some of those books that they made us read. They're good books, but forcing us to read it did not help.
Dude,
to
yeah, like,
get us interested.
The books are good, but I think I just like had like the attitude like, oh, they want me to read it. Now I really don't want to read it. But I think like if I actually just
Yeah.
like took the time, like if I just like wanted, like if I saw the book at a bookstore and I like started reading, I think I would actually like go through it and like enjoy
Yeah.
it. But just like because I had to like link it to English class, I was like, oh, I don't like English class, so I don't like this book.
Which one did you enjoy the most,
Or
or I guess had a lasting impact?
Catcher the Rye was pretty good. I like that one.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you remember Blink? Were you there that year?
I don't think I read that at least.
Okay.
No, I think they asked us to.
Oh well, then
No,
did not
I
read
didn't read it either. Or maybe
There you
I don't
go.
know. Whatever.
They
There's a
told
lot of
us
books.
this is yeah.
Is
There
that one
are
by
a lot of books.
Malcolm Gladwell?
What was that? Harshit?
Knock?
Is it Blink by Malcolm Gladwell?
I don't know. I can't remember. I might have also been thinking about Daniel Pink, and I think I messed up
Oh,
Blink
Yeah.
and Daniel Pink.
But no, I agree with you, Ron. Actually, that reminds me of a time that I was in English class in back when I was at Westfield, and sad to say, actually, that English teacher I had, he passed away. But
Oh shit.
he was a nice guy. But there was one day in class where he like, I forget what we were reading. It might have actually been like Life of Pi or some stupid shit, kind of like not even that deep. But like one time we're going through like they have the discussions after you read the chapter or
Mhm.
whatever when you come back to class,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Can anyone tell me like the symbolism or like the meaning of why he did this, etc." Right? And then people started like having a few whatever like different opinions, and then like he kind of had us like debate a little bit or whatever. And then like near the end, he needed like a conclusion to like the lecture, right, or whatever. And so like at the end, he's like, maybe the real meaning is that there is no meaning. And it's like, did he really just fucking say that? You fucking what the fuck are we here for then? And all of us was just like, yo, this man thinks he's deep, but really this is the fucking stupidest shit ever, dude. What the fuck? The meaning is that there's no meaning, man. What?
It just like
After that,
it just
we
like it just like pretty much means that everything you just talked about just means nothing.
Yeah.
All the discussion you guys had was actually meaningless. So
Rest in peace,
disrespectful.
though. Rest in peace, Mr. Griner. Nice guy.
You said English teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I told the Molly story here before?
I don't.
I don't think he said it here.
to hear the better story from that class,
You gotta
stay
go into
tuned
this ad.
for after the ad break. Welcome back, everyone. So yeah, basically in this class, right, we had to do a assignment on a color. So like there was groups of 4 or 5 or something like that, and every group had a color, and you had to find like a poem, a book, a song, and like something else, some other piece of work, right? And you had to analyze the meaning of that color within all 4 of those like mediums.
Oh wow.
And so me and my team, we chose gold, which was nice, except we couldn't really find it like a good gold song other than I forget what it's called, but it's like Pop Molly, I'm sweating. Then there's gold all in my chain,
Yeah.
gold all in my watch, you know. And so we chose that song. And my friend Andrew was like presenting it the class, right? So we're like gold all in my chain, gold all in my watch. We're trying to fucking analyze the meaning of that. There's some meaning there. Like, there's some meaning there. And then we get to the line. It's like Papa Molly, I'm sweating, right? And then there's this like one popular kid in the group, or not in the group, in the class, who's like listening to our presentation or whatever, and he's like, you know, trying to be funny. Like he's like the quote unquote class clown, but no one really like laughs at him. He just thinks he's funny, you know, cool guy. And he's like, oh, what's a Molly? And this is the type of kid that would come in late to class and like show up like high and shit, right? Like that, right? And our teacher, Mr. Griner, he like looked over at him and he's like, you should know, right? And he's like, whoa, let's go, let's fucking go. So Mr. Griner got bars, man. Yeah, that was like when that happened, all of us were like, this makes up for the no meaning thing.
That's how I do. I can't remember the last time like a teacher really stood up for another student in the
Clap back.
class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, those are the best moments
Mm-hmm.
when the student thinks they got the teacher stumped, and then they get that one word response or that one sentence response, and everyone goes, "Oh shit, you just got dissed."
I miss the classroom environment for that reason. Just like
I do too.
like high school or like middle school, just some crazy shit happens. And you're just like, oh fuck, I can't believe it.
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, most of the lecturers in college are just like the lecturers are just kind of like there's no interaction after the lecture. It's just like they just fucking packed the things up, just like ran out of the classroom. Like they did not want to talk to us at all.
I feel like we had one professor who was always like that. Like we rarely ever had an opportunity to speak with him after class.
Didn't you guys have a British professor that was like, or something?
Our Emmy lab professor is a dickhead, and he also didn't like to talk outside of class. But I forgot his name. The one that like had the white pants and the hands in the pocket.
Oh
of
man,
shit.
this
Wait.
man wore like the tightest and whitest pants.
Like dead ass, like no joke.
Tighty whities?
Tight, like, literally.
Yeah. He dressed up as a cowboy with so he's got like the boot cut pants. It was like super tight around his waist, and then they stretched out around the boot. He did wear boots, and he did I feel like he did wear a hat.
I think he did.
at some point.
Maybe not
Yeah.
one like during the lecture, but like if he was walking around before.
Yeah. Strange guy.
And he also like
Wow.
he'd walk with like his hands, or like his thumb in the pockets, and his hand like the rest of his fingers outside, and just like it's just
I remember
It's the
I
worst.
vividly in one of those classes. It was a large lecture room, and I took a picture of him in the middle of that lecture, and I turned it into a meme, and then I airdropped it to like everyone around me.
You did that?
I did that in class.
I feel like that's so unlike you.
I did not care that last year. Oh man, I was so ready
That's
to
awesome.
get done. I'll say this: I kind of thought COVID was a blessing in disguise in some ways,
So you just
Nah.
leave.
not because of all of the hurdles everyone had to deal with, but just taking a break from like the regular routine life that we had for up until that point. It was a good break and pace, and I think a lot of people found things that they missed or wanted to do for a long time and didn't have the time to, and
Yeah.
finally got to it. And it just, I guess, it made up for all of the hustle and bustle that we're so used to.
Mhm.
Like this podcast.
It sounds like you just said like this podcast, like another
Yeah,
ad, like the podcast, guys.
Oh, that too.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
We need to just put that clip at like the end of every episode.
Like this podcast. I didn't know we were running 2 ads, Harsha. Wow.
I definitely have like more free time now, and like I feel like I'm not wasting as much time trying to go to different places. I definitely going to work and stuff, so I think that's better. But also, like I feel like I'm doing the same thing every day because I'm just at home and things like that. I don't know if that'll ever change until I leave this house.
As
Yeah.
someone who has gone to the office at least for like that month, 2 months, like I felt the same way. Like I was doing the same thing every day, even though I was going to the office.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, for me personally, like I don't mind it that much. Like I'd rather be in the comfort of my own home if I'm gonna do the same bullshit like work, right? But
Harsh, if you went to the office, what would be different after like leaving the office? Like, would you not want to go home straight? Like, would you want to go to like the gym, or would you want to go like meet up with friends, or like how would you
Honestly,
would have planned your time if you went into the office?
Honestly, I think it's mostly because of my shoulder that I can't do a lot of things that I want to do.
Yeah.
Like go to the gym and play basketball. I was just thinking like that you just meet people like you do in a classroom. Like you just meet people like in the hallways and stuff, or like
Mhm.
yeah,
or your team, and you just talk about things that are not just related to work. So that's why I don't feel like going to the office is too bad, but you're just more efficient at home, so there's no real need. I just think that the transition from like being in school at Tech and then being here, just like I'm at home, but if you're at home in Blasburg, you're still around your friends and you're still able to do stuff. But like I'm here, I'm just at home. I'm just with my
Yeah.
family all the time. It's not the same.
There's no real escape or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you still don't invite me over.
Do you feel like you don't have as much freedom at home, even though you're graduated and stuff? You're just living at home though, still.
Yeah. I do. I mean, I could do things if I wanted to, but I don't know what I would want to do besides just play basketball. I just want to do that first.
I think that's fair. I think even for me, if I'm in a different state with new people here, my day-to-day still looks pretty much the same. And yeah, even if I'm working from home, I tend to do the same things at home, but I would much rather that than having to go into the office every day and be worn out by the time I get home. Because it's the off chance, it's that one day where I feel a little more motivated to, get up a little early, do some work, or go on a jog, or go to the gym. That makes up for not having to go to work. I appreciate that a little more, just having that extra flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're saving like at least like 2 hours, depending on your commute, maybe even more than that. You have more time in your day if you're at home.
Yeah.
I will never understand that. I will never ever let that happen to me. I came back from work one day. I left at I think like 4:30 maybe at the latest, and it took me 20 minutes to get home, and I was livid in the car. That's like not like a lot for where I live,
Yeah.
but the fact that it was 20 minutes and not like 15 just bugged me so much.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never
have
ever going
it
to
so
drive more
good.
than 30 minutes for peak traffic. God.
Rohit, how often do you go into the office nowadays?
Once a day.
Okay.
Sorry, not once a day.
Once a day.
It's just once. Go in and come back. I actually did that once. I went in one day to set up my my desk because it was about 4 or 5 months since the last time I came to the office, and someone had taken my dock the last time I went in. So I requested a new docking station, and I brought back an extra monitor I had at home back to the office for my desk. And I was trying to set it up that day. And at that day, my mouse died. My mouse ran out of battery. I have a wireless mouse I use at home, and I take it to the office. And I did not have my charging cable that day. And it was like 10 a.m. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I packed my stuff and went back home.
I don't even blame you.
Yeah, man.
I think I came home and my roommate was in the kitchen. He was like, "Oh, back already?" And I was like, "Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore." Yeah, just it's a little inconvenience I use as an excuse to skip on something. So,
Yeah.
no, but to answer your question, I go in once or twice a week at the most, and the rest
Not
of the
bad.
days I'll work from home. Yeah, As a team, our team decided that we'll designate one day for us to all come into the office to one, see each other and get a little more interaction with our projects and a little more clarity. It's just convenient when people are there in person than it is to be on Teams or on video at home. But yeah, our whole company, our office is now open. They're encouraging people to come back. They're saying, you're able to work 3 days, work from home, but if you have other accommodations or kids, stuff to take care of, just because it's the summer, a lot of families have their kids at home. They're letting it slide for the most part. It's only a 10-minute drive in the morning, just kind of nice.
So nice.
That's
man.
ideal.
Yeah,
That's hype.
I mean, I don't even go. I don't think I'll have to go anymore, because like my department is kind of trying to do that same thing where they schedule one day for everyone to come in,
right.
but like nothing's happening with that. So I'm just like, okay.
For us, it's gonna be like, oh my god. For us, it's gonna be like they said 3 days in the office and Monday, Friday at home. But I mean, they pushed that back today till like November, so I have no idea when I'm gonna go back. And I think they're gonna leave it up to the teams to like make their own rules. So it's probably gonna be less than that.
Dude, yeah, COVID's getting really bad, dude. Again, unfortunately.
I had one day, I think, right after July 4th, they had a barbecue set up for engineering, and they do this every summer in the middle of the summer. So on Thursday, there's a barbecue event at the office. Starts from like 2 or 3, and everyone in engineering goes down and gets food and just like hangs out for a few hours. And this was the week after July 4th, and everyone returned to office that day just because of that one event. And I saw people I worked with 2 years ago during my internship. I met a few others who had returned back to, I guess, to full-time, people who had, done the internship in the summer with me. And it was just nice when everyone was there. But when no one's there and it's just you and your team, it's just not the same. So there's no encouragement for you to go back into the office if, a majority of the people are not back. Because I think then there's the benefit of you getting all the interactions and everyone at your disposal to help you do your work and vice versa. But if no one is there and you're required to go, I think it kind of defeats the whole purpose of that collaborative environment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Harn, are you, you said you're moving to Stanford in what, a week or 2?
No, I'm going in like a month. No.
A month? Okay.
Yeah, but...
What's your housing situation up there? Are you looking for apartments?
Yeah, I'm staying on campus. They have like a graduate housing there, so
Okay.
I'm just staying there. I didn't really look to like find apartments outside. I knew it would be expensive no matter what, so I was just like, might as well just pay the one that's next to my like campus, like on campus, instead of like trying to figure out like get one off campus and trying to figure out like transportation and all that stuff. But yeah. Also, I also thought that if I live on like the graduate housing, that I'd probably meet more students that way too that are in the building. So
okay,
could work out that way.
So remind me again where Stanford is.
Stanford's like in Palo Alto, which is like about 45 minutes south of SF, maybe more. It's always traffic pretty bad there, but it's south of SF.
Dude, you'll see that Apple headquarters. So
yeah, it's like right next to Mountain View and stuff too, and like it's next to Facebook and Google campus and all that.
I thought that was in Cupertino, Google or Facebook. Oh, sorry, Apple. Is that
Apple?
right?
I'm not sure. I know it's right next to the Google campus for sure. And I think Facebook as well.
They might be close, but nice. I was looking at a company. I was applying to positions at this company in California. They have a location in Palo Alto and they have a location in Irvine, which is about 30 minutes south of LA. Yeah. And so the company is called Rivian, and they're electric car company, based out of Cali.
Oh shit.
But yeah, they're ramping up production from what I hear, and they're hiring a lot of people. And I kind of just hopped on that train, and I'm gonna see what happens. So I could come there and visit you.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ron, you should try to work there too. Rohit, get the job and give him a referral, please.
Yeah.
I will very well be able to refer you because that's how my buddy did it for me.
Oh shit.
So I got you, man. Got my homies. if I got
I'd be down, dude. Let your car company outside.
Haran, you're gonna have a roommate?
No, I'm living by myself. I'm in studio.
Nice.
Yeah. Floyd.
That bachelor life.
Just the thought of you living by yourself.
I feel like it's very
I
hard.
really wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see it. I know he's always surrounded by you guys all of college, but I feel like he's got his own stuff going that it wouldn't really be.
I value.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I like being alone sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
Aw.
No, like I know some people like. No, I'm not. Like, it's not an attack against them. I know a lot of people are like, they don't like to be alone. Like they're by themselves for like more than like a couple hours a day, right? Like especially like if they're not doing anything. Like if they're just sitting there or like reading something, they want to be with someone else. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of cherish my alone time, or at least I did in college. Like whatever time I spent outside of like the apartment, like in the library by myself and stuff like that, or even like the apartment by myself in my room. It was like nice like downtime. I guess the one thing is I don't know anyone there yet too, so I feel like I don't want to get too comfortable by just like being in my room by myself. So I definitely want to
Yeah.
get, especially if the weather's nice too. So I want to take advantage, like go outside and hopefully meet other students. And
I think
like,
you'd
talk.
have a very easy time meeting people there. Just if people are living on campus.
Yeah, no, I hope
Back-
so. I
back
think
solutions.
I just hope the vibes are there. You know, I don't know. I just don't really know what like.
Yeah.
It's Cali, bro. If you don't make friends, I feel like the problem might be you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it might be me, man. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Hoping for the best.
Yeah. Let's see. Right outside of SF. No, those people are in LA. I have a few friends, like one or two friends I know that are working in that area, San Francisco and greater San Francisco area.
Yeah, I know a couple people out there too, but I think most of them are like more into SF than like on the outskirts of Palo Alto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you're listening to this, you know, Haran's a great friend and an even better roommate and an awesome dude all around. So please be his friend in Stanford.
PSA.
Like this podcast.
And love Haran.
Oh my God.
Oh, dude, you could turn that into a text message chime.
That's like my
Or, send the
voicemail.
easy button.
That's like my voicemail.
You should put and love Haran in the easy button and give it to your girlfriend.
No, not girlfriend, fiance now.
Haran?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Harsha.
Like shit, used to
I was
be.
like, Haran, you want to tell us something?
Hey, bro, let's keep it a secret, man. Come on.
Oops. Are you wearing a Westfield shirt?
Yeah, gang.
Gang.
Shout out Mr. Griner. Rest in peace.
Yo, you said it like way too much energy, and then you're like, oh shit.
My bad. My bad.
Like you were glad it happened.
Yeah. Oh, crazy, dude.
Don't do Molly, kids.
Don't do Molly. Why
So,
does
I have a
it
question.
just put me a PSA now? Be friends with
Oh, yeah,
Haran.
Haran doesn't do
PSA
Molly.
episode.
Haran doesn't do Molly, yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's not. He has a girlfriend.
Her name's not Molly.
What?
No, just saying that her name's not Molly.
What is going on, dude? We're getting too crazy. We're getting too crazy. All right, to end this podcast, we're gonna shift to one last topic. So one question we came up with was, how much emphasis do you put on family when taking into consideration when moving away for school/work? And I guess like we can start with you, Rohit, because you pretty much left everyone you knew and loved to go to the West Coast.
No. I mean, I think he's finding love out there, right? Rohit's a big dog.
You said that as if like I like joined ISIS or something. I just moved for work. You left everyone you knew and loved.
I gotta dramatize it, for the listeners.
Joined ISIS is such a.
I prioritized it quite a bit. If I'm being honest, I remember the last semester of college, I was definitely applying to jobs closer to home. I did want to be in Virginia for the first year or two. I wanted to spend that time with family right after graduation first, if I had the choice, and then go on to move, because I knew when that move happened, returning back and living with family or being close to family would be a very difficult thing for me. Not necessarily because of choice. I think that's partially, but at least in my type of work in the field that I work, I didn't see a lot of opportunities in the DC, in the Northern Virginia area. So that was another reason. But I didn't get a lot of offers other than the Daimler one that I currently work at. So I didn't have any choice but to take it, and it's been all right. I did visit in December, so about 3 or 4 months right after I started. I came back for a month and spent some time with family. But I'm pretty close with my family. I talk to them on a weekly basis, check in with them. So other than the fact that we're living about 3,000-4,000 miles away, it's really not that different. I don't feel like I really let them go per se. I do miss my mom's food. I'll admit to that. I don't think anyone can really ever get that back if they're not at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What about you guys?
Damn, what a stand-up guy. Moved so far, but still stays in contact. Love to see it.
But he's sitting down.
Oh God, dude. Oh God.
Haran, you should go next because you're about to move.
Yeah, that is true.
You great guy.
You'll
I
be
think-
making the same move. You'll be going all over the West Coast.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I think I feel like I'm definitely more dependent on my parents than I'm not sure about yours, but I feel like you seem like a pretty independent guy, so I don't think you're as dependent as I am on my parents. So I think it's gonna be a somewhat tough transition. I mean, college I was still far away from them, but I mean at least it still felt like I was somewhat close to home. But now it's not like I still can't really rely on them now. Or I mean I still can, but it's like not the same. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think like in terms of job markets, like what Rohit was saying, I think the same applies to me that like I don't know if I can really return to like Northern Virginia unless I go work for the government, like in the government sector and stuff, like defense. But I don't know.
That's an option.
It's an
If you
option.
want
It
to.
is an option. Yeah.
My friend does that, and not to commandeer your conversation here, but one of my friends was waiting for her clearance, and she waited about year's time before she got it. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, go apply to something else. And she did. She actually found a few other companies, and she applied, and she got an offer. But just around that time, she did get word things saying that like, hey, your clearance is like getting finalized now. But just been a year after graduation, still waiting to start a full-time job.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
That sucks.
yeah. I don't know what the security is like, in terms like job security is like for defense contractors and companies like that in the Virginia area, but I really can't say that it's exciting
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, so I don't even know if like that's exactly where I want to go down anyway. But I don't know. I think I value like at least some family being close to me. But I don't think I don't think I'll ever try to sacrifice like a perfect job if like a family's like not close by. And I think like my parents would be understandable. Like my mom's always saying like, oh, once you go to Stanford, you'll be coming right back here. But
They love saying that. They just throw it in your face.
yeah, exactly. But I think it's also the fact that my sister just left for med school this past week. So like she's like had to like accept the fact that like we're all not gonna be at home for a while. So yeah.
Mhm.
All right, let's talk to the two people that will be at home for the somewhat
The rest of their
foreseeable
lives.
future. Not the rest of their lives, relax, but for the somewhat foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think I remember. I might have said this on the podcast before, but I saw this thing, like maybe it might have been like a few years ago even, where like this guy. Oh no, it was not a few years ago. It was during quarantine. I think it was listening to an audiobook and the guy said it, but basically he was saying that when he like after he got a job, moved out, all that stuff, he moved across the country and he would basically see his family like for like 3 or 4 days because this dude's kind of like he was like a CEO type of guy.
Mhm.
So he'd see his family like 3 or 4 days every year just for Christmas, and then it would just be like straight back to work. Like he wouldn't really call much, etc. and like this book he wrote like near the end of his life kind of thing, and he was like, I saw my family 3 or 4 days, for like 3 to 4 days a year for like 30 years. So he really only saw his parents for like what 3-4 months out of 30 years.
Damn.
And when you like think about it that way, it makes it really sad. I mean, like, you know, like parents are getting older and all that type of stuff. It's kind of like hard to think about, but I also don't want to. I don't know. It makes me sad thinking about that type of stuff, but I don't want to sacrifice like my life for it, if that makes sense. But like I guess nowadays too, it's like it's easier to like see whoever you want anyway. Like yeah, I mean, FaceTime's like pretty good already anyway, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just keep that in the back of my mind after I heard that. That's it.
No, that's a pretty crazy like stat to think about.
Yeah.
So someone said this to me. I think it was my friend Deja. She said that she read across a statistic very similarly where during the first 18 to 20 years of your life, you spend 90% of the time at home. And then the remaining 80% of your life, the rest of your years, you spent maybe 10% seeing your close family, immediate family. Where you just go from like always being with them to like not really seeing them at all. And there's like no transition for the most part. There's no really, segue for you to like sleep in little by little and then like drift off. But it's crazy. That's just how our society works. And that's just how it's been normalized for so long. I'm starting to question a lot of things that are normalized in society, by the way. That's one of them.
It's been a crazy year, huh?
Yeah.
Harsha?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm about to be here for some time. But I don't know. I don't think I would care too much about leaving like Virginia to go somewhere if I had fought a good job or like found a good grad school. Like it's super far away, just because I'll still be within the U.S. realistically wherever I end up, and it's still easy to get back home to see them pretty often. I mean, like they came from India and left their parents, so like I don't see it as a big deal that to move out if that's what you want to do. So eventually I will. Just trying to take advantage of the free everything and then also getting to spend time with them a lot. So
which one's higher in that list?
Definitely spending time with them.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, but like all the time I would have spent with them if there was no COVID, like since there's COVID now, all that time got squished up into like now this past year I spent even more time with them than I would have if I was just at home. So we can accelerate that process.
I also think like one last thing to say is I guess like I don't know about you guys, but I know for me I think it's kind of expected that like once my parents get like a bit older that like they might like start like they probably might live with me or like one of them might live with me or like depending on like what happens. But I mean that's what happened to my mom. Like my mom brought my grandmother, she stayed with us for like probably close to like 10 years until she passed. So like I feel like whatever time like in like the next 20-25 years so like I like move somewhere else and I don't see them as much as I will, I feel like at that point maybe they like stay at my house and then like we'll catch up for all those years we missed. So I don't think it'll ever be that big of a deal. I think I just have to do my part to like stay in contact with like all my family if I ever move like far away. But yeah.
Also now I should also say like we're in a time that like this guy, right? The CEO guy, whatever, like he probably couldn't work remotely when he first started his business. You know what I mean? Like when he was first like hustling all that shit. But like we actually have that luxury now. Like we actually will, like if I need to work remote for like a month, even if we start going back to the office in the next few years, if I need to work remote for a month, I'm pretty sure they won't say no anymore. And so in that case, like it'd be easy to, go back and visit family or friends or whoever and just chill out for like a month.
Yeah.
What would it be if you had started your business and it, I guess for lack of a better word, it did consume you where you didn't have the time for leisure activities? What would you choose, I guess, then? and a point where you come to the realization that like you've invested so much time and effort into your passion or your business or whatever it might be, your venture. But then you have the realization, the moment of clarity where you realize the time that you used to have with your close friends or your family is wiped away, and you didn't have that anymore, and you kind of miss it. How do you think you'd
I think
react?
that's a tough question because I think it would depend on like how how successful I am. Like if I could walk away from that business knowing that like if I walk away I'll still be fine, like, you know, financially and all that stuff, then I could easily do it. I think me personally, I recognize that I value my family and my friends like a lot already. And so like
That's
for
good.
me, it's just like, it's like enough, like I just want like enough, you know what I mean? Like to not have to like really worry, like if anything like happens, like health and etc. You know, just enough. That's good for me. Like I don't need to have billions of dollars or whatever. Maybe a private jet would be nice though, but yeah, little PJ guy. But if I'm hustling and I see the potential, I don't know what I would do. I don't know if I'd make that sacrifice. Like that's a lot to ask for. It just depends. I don't know. That's a loaded question.
Okay, let's make this a little more challenging then. If you had to walk away from that job, you wouldn't be financially okay. You built up something, but what you're giving up is the potential for it to be even more successful and give you that safety that you so crave, so that you have that time for your family and friends. So you either have to leave it completely altogether, or leave it, or not see your family and sacrifice them for a little bit longer. Who knows how long that might be?
How long? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you really can't say, right? Like, even if it's a real life scenario, how do you even know in real life?
I feel like you can't risk the job security, and you just got to push through at that point, because you know that whenever you hit that breakthrough, then you can finally hopefully leave that project, and then you'll be financially set as well, right? So then you can spend that time and do what you want with your life. But then it's like you have to like convince like the people that you love and be like, hey, like I need to continue with this. Like I won't, pretty much like, hey, I won't see you for this song, but like I'll see you eventually. But then they'll like give up on you. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I feel like that's probably the smarter option instead of risking it all.
Yeah, I asked the question just because I came across a video that Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, was asked a question in a class that he taught a while ago. And he said he had a student, someone in his class was saying, Mr. O'Leary, I have a question, like I'm in a dilemma right here. I've built this like business on my own, and it's been taking so much time out of me, and every single time like my girlfriend wants to hang out, I can't because I'm doing school during the day, and at night I'm providing support for all of my clients, all these businesses. And so I don't know what to do. Like, I'm like trying to see her, but I don't have enough time. And she's really getting impatient with me, and this has gone on for so long. And he asked him, well, let me ask you this, like, which one is easier to replace? And then the whole room went like silent.
God damn.
And then he said that kind of put things into perspective for the guy, because he realized like what he was working towards all that time. I'm not saying that that's what everyone should do, but it does put it in perspective, right? Because I think people and people that are close to you especially are more kinder to you and more forgiving for your actions, especially when you recognize that what you did might not have helped in the short run.
Yeah,
I mean, frankly, Kevin probably had to make that decision eons ago.
Yeah
eons.
Bro, he could be like 300. We don't know. He has a lot of money, man.
Yeah, I think I'd also like work too, just because I think if you're investing that much time in it, you're obviously passionate about it. Like you're doing something you love as well. It's not just for the money. So I think I'd work. And then hopefully she's understanding.
You just sound so confident when you said that, Marisha.
Nah, she is.
Why does this? That sounds like foreshadowing for something coming up.
Oh, me? Yeah, this podcast, man. That's nothing more.
Every day, Amrita has to hang out with him. He's like, I'm recording the podcast. I'm so invested in it.
Like this podcast.
Like this podcast.
But you already gave her a ring, right? So you can just do whatever you want now.
No, I don't think that's how it works.
I think it is.
Oh,
Yeah, because they're like, what's that shit? It's like in sickness and in health, right? And then you're like, for better or for worse, right?
Right.
So you
so I'm
be
just
better
for
or
worse.
You're just worse.
Damn, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess us Indians.
What do you guys get? I feel like we deserve something.
We deserve a lot, man.
Yeah.
A lot.
Why'd your voice crack?
I don't know. We deserve a lot.
He really
It's
doesn't
like
think
I
so.
didn't even believe what I said.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think guys get anything for this.
No.
Yeah.
Us guys should get you something, Harsha.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Okay, we will.
You shouldn't. You should not.
If you want to get Harsha something in replace of a, ring,
Like this podcast.
Christian, play the like this podcast.
I feel like Christian's going to insert that in many times during the episode.
Yeah.
Christian loves inserting.
Like this podcast.
Wait, should we do the outro? And should we end this thing where I ended?
Nah, you need to end it all. On that note, man, we'll see you next time, bro. I was so mad. But thank you so much, Rohit, for coming through. Rohit, is there anything you'd like to plug or say, or just, what's your message?
Oh, a message. Closing remarks. I don't know. I don't have anything. Nothing really. I just hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for having me. It's been a great time just getting to catch up with you guys and talk about some stuff. Love to talk again sometime. So if you ever need someone to guest appear again, I'd love to do that.
We'd love to have you back on.
Definitely.
From this point forward, you're just taking on me, Haran, and
Yeah,
Christian.
eventually, next time we have you on, it's gonna be you and Harsha doing the podcast together.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to check us out on our socials. That's at An Interesting Discussion on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. We post our podcast there as well if you'd like to listen to them there. Be sure to like and comment on this post if you want to see Harsha's room tour with all these LeBron posters. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.